Hi Aries, and welcome to your Love Tarot forecast. This is for April 16th through April 30th, 2019. So Aries, I'm going to start by pulling a few cards here and see what you guys got going on in the love and romance department these last 2 weeks of April. All right, so we have cooperation, project, teamwork, Three of Roses coming out over here. And we have Two of Roses, distorted energy, pressure, scarcity. So there may be, you know, if you're dating somebody, seeing somebody, in a relationship with somebody, or even meeting somebody new, it's like one side is open and ready to go. The other side's energy is a bit distorted over these next 2 weeks. They just might have a lot going on. They're feeling a lot of pressure and there's some scarcity, so it's distorting their energy. Excuse me. But what exists in between the two is this beautiful Six of Flames, admired, noticed, spotlight. So, Aries, we definitely have one person who is completely on board, completely in. The other person, definitely I feel, well, let's not go there just yet. What I feel over here is either we're really interested, we want this, you know, and this person just can't get back, or even though they have all this going on, they're noticing back. So this could be you, or this could be you, Aries. You decide, you know, which is most speaking to you and how you're feeling and what you're going through over these next 2 weeks. So let's pull some more cards here. Okay, so we have a soulmate. We have possessive. Solo journeys end. Okay, so some of you singles out there definitely could be meeting somebody and getting involved there, or those of you who have been going kind of back and forth with somebody, we could finally start solidifying. And then those of you in committed relationships, there's been a feeling of a lack of support and acknowledgement, it's like that's shifting, and that's what all this energy is about, you know, where maybe one person wasn't giving as much or being there as much as they should be. Now they're starting to be. They might have thought, you know, the person saying, hey, I need more of your time, more of your energy, was being a bit possessive, when the truth was they were not asking for more than they were already giving. So this is a very positive sign regardless of your romantic circumstances. And lastly, we have ignored. So Aries, this is fine because this really explains this Six of Flames. So for you singles out there, listen, some of you may be feeling like, I'm not noticed, nobody wants me, I'm not attractive, where's my soulmate at? And Aries, I definitely feel like you are being noticed, okay? You just might not be aware of it. And with Three of Roses, this could definitely be in the workplace, in some sort of learning facility, you know, amongst a circle of friends. There is, you know, if you do any like extracurricular activities or sports, there's somebody who is noticing you, Aries, you singles out there, and you're not aware of that, all right? But it's like this energy for singles is where one person is really noticing the other and seeing a soulmate and desperately wants to like get together, be an item. But the other person, it's maybe they've just got a lot going on and they're not noticing this interest, or it's not even, it's not even that it's not mutual. It's the other person might just have a lot going on, or may just feel very unattractive, very undesirable, you know, just whatever the situation is. And that's not the truth. Somebody is noticing, whether you are the one being noticed, Aries, or you are noticing somebody who may be feeling that way about themselves, okay? Now, for those of you that are kind of like just dating somebody or back and forth with somebody, I don't know, it almost looks like somebody put their foot down here and now it's like, all right, I'm on board. I want to be with you. Whereas in the past, like, it's ignored, and maybe we had to cut somebody off. And now it's like, okay, I'm in. There's just this willingness of cooperation, of teamwork, of coming together. And it may be because the relationship was about to run its course without the other person finally getting on board, okay? And now for those of you in a committed relationship, again, this is where it's like one person was feeling really overlooked, really taken for granted, and the other person is finally stepping up over these next 2 weeks to offer support and help and, you know, whatever's needed. So let's pull some tarot, Aries, and gain some more insight to all of this. All right, we have, a Three of Emotion. This is celebration, date, good times. So yeah, you singles out there, this next 2 weeks is just like a really good time for dating and meeting people, Aries. Get out there. Maybe, you know, join a dating website for a free trial. Go out with friends if you get an invitation, you know, co-workers, let's do happy hour, go do it. There's just put yourself out there, because solo journeys end, celebration, spotlight. Many of you, I just think, may have been single for a while, and there's a romance showing up. So don't, you know, seclude yourself. Don't be a hermit. Get out there, because this is a great opportunity, this is a great time over the next 2 weeks for new opportunities, to go on dates, to have fun, to have good times. Those of you that are like kind of back and forth with somebody, or in a committed relationship, again, this is that shifting of energy where both people are equally involved now, okay? And we're going out, we're having fun. Now, also, again, if the relationship and the connection seems good, but the other person seems a bit distracted, it's because they have like a lot of these obligations or other things going on. Five of Emotions, broken heart, missing you, remorse. Okay, we're just going to roll with this and see what comes out here. Bringer of flames, exciting or sensual rendezvous. Yeah, you singles out there, man, these next 2 weeks are fantastic. Divine feminine of emotions. Okay, so this could be a water sign coming in, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or, you know, a new person coming in, or if you're already involved with water sign, doesn't have to be. And now we have consciousness, which is all about our thoughts and shifting perception. So, Aries, this is real good. Those of you in committed relationships, this is where the energy is now balancing out. It's like we're both equally involved. We're both on board. As well as those of you who this is kind of somebody in and out. It's, again, it's like somebody put their foot down, and that changed everything. And it brought a lot of sadness into the other person. Like, okay, and you know, they realize they have to change their ways, shift their consciousness, and even if they've got a lot going on, they've still got to make time for their sweetheart, right? And they're recognizing that. But this reading, honestly, is strongest for singles out there. You may have like met somebody or was kind of seeing somebody, and it's like they blew you off or just disappeared, and now they're kind of coming back around and they're like, hey, I just had a lot going on, which is the honest to God truth. And they're really sad, like, you know, I have thought about you and wondered where this could go. So it's like those singles out there, you're getting a lot of attention, a lot of opportunity for dates, for having fun, celebrating, and you know, some of you are having birthdays, so that would definitely talk about the celebration here. You know, those of you in committed relationships, if you guys are going to go out and do some birthday celebrations, there may be a little bit of jealousy, insecurity, and possessiveness. I don't know if it's like who's going to be there, or, you know, somebody shows up, or this is just kind of an unexpected stranger, but there may be a little bit of friction around that. Again, shift your consciousness, ignore it, because it's like it doesn't even need to like kill anybody's vibe or ruin the situation. It's not, it has no power to, unless you know, we get really upset and give it the power, if that makes sense. Okay, Aries? So let's clarify. All right, so guidance, angel feathers. And you know what, Aries? Your weekly forecast for the 8th through the 14th was all about feathers and angels, and here it is showing up in your love reading as well. So if you are finding feathers on the ground, highly significant that you are being divinely guided, okay? If you have a question about a person that you're involved with romantically, ask the angels, you know, is this a good connection? Give me some feathers. If this is a bad connection, give me some black feathers. Like, you know, just put it out there and you will be guided, Aries. And also with this, that's why I'm saying, don't segregate yourself. Don't keep yourself in the house over these next 2 weeks. Put yourself out there, you singles, as much as you can. All right. Those of you like involved with somebody or committed to somebody where we've had this distorted energy, again, it's like there's been some divine intervention here, and that's why the other person is, you know, finally getting on board. They're realizing what they've lost or what they would lose. All right, intuition, Aries, and the sign is Pisces. So because we have the divine feminine of emotions, which is water energy, and now we have the sign of Pisces coming out, many of you, this could very well involve a Pisces individual. However, this is about intuition, your gut feelings, your instincts, and your intuition has already answered, Aries. Spirit, the angels will confirm what your intuition has already told you. So really keep that in mind, especially around like sadness and any sort of disconnection. It's like all divine. You don't really need to worry about it. Now we have learning, Gemini. Okay, so we got out of the sign of Pisces and moved into Aries. We are moving into Taurus, I believe, I don't know the exact days. It's like usually the shifting is between like the 19th and 23rd of the month. So Gemini comes about in the month of June, all right, Aries, and this exciting rendezvous, sensual rendezvous, there's learning here. So what I get with this is this, for those singles out there, whoever you are connecting with and meeting, between now and the month of June is just kind of like this intense learning, but it's through like a lot of passion, a lot of fun, connection. All right. And then June, there is something very significant. We could be going on a vacation, or that's when we finally decide to be committed. If this is brand new connection or somebody new that you're meeting over these next 2 weeks, it's like by June, we are locked in with each other. However, there is some insecurity, jealousy, and possessiveness in these connections, whether new, whether established, whether back and forth, because of the connection that exists between the two. It's a bit intense for you guys. And now we have growth. Oops, sorry, my knee hit the camera. 777. So, Aries, angel feathers, that is your confirmation. 777, what I see here is somebody's growing, somebody's learning, and the other person involved, their intuition is already telling them all of this about the other person. And that's why we need to have a shift in consciousness. It's not about being ignored. There's just a lot going on in somebody, and there's a lot of learning and growing to be had over these next 2 weeks of April, but all the way into Gemini season, and maybe even into July, because we have the sevens here. So 777, Aries is saying, don't give up. We're growing, we're learning, and also with growing, there is growth. Commitment, equality that's taking place. And lastly, oh, beautiful, look at this, love sign, Cancer, and that does take us into July. Wow, Aries. So I just have to say, we have Pisces, and then we have Gemini, and then we have Cancer, which, you know, there's no Taurus sitting here, so maybe May is a quiet month, I don't know, or this is where a lot of this energy is truly playing out. It's not just these last 2 weeks of April, but also into May, which brings us into June and July. And by June and July, we have learned, we have grown, we are very rooted within each other. There is love, all right? And we are no longer, if we were single, we're now committed to something. The back and forth relationship, a reconciliation, a new romance. You singles out there, I'm telling you, this is a very, very lucrative time for romantic connections. Now, just because I'm saying that doesn't mean it's the one and only ever after. I can't say that based on these cards. All I can tell you, Aries, is for you singles out there, or those of you going back and forth with somebody, it looks like between now and by you know, the time the sun moves into Cancer, there's a lot of learning, growing that's taking place. Your intuition's already telling you this, and it's like by this period, May, June, July, well, I'm sorry, June, July, that's when solo journey finally ends. That's when we're committed. Things go to the next level. We feel very comfortable and secure within each other, within our relationship and connection itself. Okay, Aries is very positive, actually. Now, we do have Cancer with the divine feminine of emotion. So you have Pisces and Cancer energy coming in really strong in this reading. Does not have to be that. We also have some Gemini here, but I feel like Gemini and Cancer is more talking about like the timing. Okay, May. Gosh, why? See, and I keep getting caught up on May, but there is nothing here talking about May at all. If we have the Six of Flames, okay, that would be talking about Gemini season. We have the, you know, Three of Roses, March, the, you know, the third month, that would be Pisces. You know, 2 over there, well, that could be February. Pisces, the sun moves into Pisces, I think like the 18th or 19th of February, something like that. So I see where perhaps at the end of February or through Pisces season, maybe you did meet somebody, and that's what this is talking about, okay? That's significant. Could be significant for a Pisces person. Could be significant of Pisces energy in general, where you've really got to tap into your intuition and trust that, because what's going on in reality is of no consequence. It's like what's happening right now is very insignificant of what's going to be the end goal. And so you've got to trust your gut instincts and your intuition on that, all right? And know that over these next couple months, there's a lot of growth and learning taking place within yourself about love and romance, as well as within relationships and connections. And maybe something that started at the end of February, sometime early March, didn't pan out, misconnection, and now here we are at the second half of April going into May, and we have this opportunity to explore it finally, okay? And by June, July, it's like there's a big shift, a lot of connection compared to what was taking place prior, regardless of your relationship status. So Aries, let's pull 2 final cards. Looks good, especially for you singles, man. telling you, get out there. Take on a new hobby. Sign up to learn something new, because with that energy coming in, you could also meet a romance, like through school, through taking a course. You know, if you wanted to do like expanding like your mind about something, or joining like karate or some sort of exercise class, or like an extracurricular soccer team, softball, tennis. You know, there's just something where if this is like new, where you're learning or you're potentially teaching, there's love on the menu. All right, so let's see, Aries. Okay, effort. Over here, the person who is just on board, willing to do whatever it takes, is saying, I need effort. I'm sorry you got a lot going on, but I need it back. And I do see that happening, Aries. Next out over here, a waxing moon energy. So you've got waxing moon and waxing moon energy, which is really great, Aries, because that's showing me that even though there's a bit of distortion here, you guys are truly on the same page. This relationship is growing. It's developing. It's like taking the next step, okay? Because it's new moon and then it's waxing moon. So it's like you're at that next step of foundation, of building, of creating. And I just feel whoever is in this kind of distorted energy, they need a lot of support from the other side. However, the other side is like, hey, I'm here for you. But you know what? You've got to put the effort into this relationship as well. I'm sorry you've got a lot going on, but no matter how much you got going on, we all make time for what truly matters to us, right? So that is what I see going on for you guys, Aries, over these last 2 weeks of April. I hope that these messages have helped, and I wish you all the best. Take care.